Colorado Springs because I decided to jump in the Cheyenne Mountain Trail Race and use it as a training run. And so I'm using it as a training run because I just put in 6 big weeks of training and I still am pretty far out from a goal race, and so I needed to break up the training a little bit, and so I'm not really going into this tapered. I did taper a little bit because it is about 15 miles and I wanted to respect that distance, but I also just wanted to put in a really good long hard effort. And yeah, I think it's good for me physically, but it's also a mental test of how I want to practice thinking for my goal races. And it's not only the day of the race thinking, it's thinking how I want to think the day before the race and practicing that. I admit I used to really suck with the mental game before races started, and so now I make it a goal to try to stay positive and happy and stay in the moment even the day before the race, and just truly appreciate the day at hand before worrying too much about something that's not even in my control yet. And so right now I think I'm doing a good job at that, and if I can continue just to have a good day today, you know, I won one battle before the race even started, and I think that's huge going to the race. And so yeah, I might be a little bit tired tomorrow. It could turn out great, and then if it turns out bad, I can just blame it on tired legs. And so I think it'll just be a fun time running new trails tomorrow.
And it's good prep because your main races are going to be longer.
Yeah, and my main races this year are going to be closer to a marathon distance, and so they're just kind of good prep for that. Doing a shorter race before a longer race I always think is good for me because I can then head into my goal race be like, oh, my effort can actually be a little bit easier than some of the shorter training runs I did.
Good job, Sandy.
It is Sunday, the day after the 25K I jumped into yesterday. I ended up getting 3rd place, which I think it was okay. I would have liked to run a little bit faster, but for what it was, I'm happy with it. And living in Colorado, you never know who's going to show up for a race, whether you're taking it seriously or as a training run. And yesterday, just in the 25K, there happened to be at least 3 Division I female runners who are super fast and who I'm big fans of, and they ended up placing 1st, 2nd, and then 4th. So I was just happy to throw myself in the mix because I was sitting on the bench playing college basketball when I was in college and like at least 25 to 30 pounds heavier. So just to throw myself in the mix with them was a really fun challenge, and I'm glad I'm viewing things that way now, because I think a couple years ago I would have just been like, I suck compared to them, this is a really fast course, like the trails are super buffed out, I don't have a chance, and not to even try and give up before the race even started. And yesterday, that like, wow, what an amazing opportunity. I get to run with women who I am huge fans of and just truly respect for everything they've done. And yeah, they definitely showed their speed yesterday, and I definitely did not have that kind of speed. Especially, I don't want to say especially, like even on my best day, they probably would have been ahead of me. But you know, I started the race with already 60 miles between Monday and Friday, which is definitely not as much as I'm used to, but it is a significant amount before starting about a 15 and a half mile race. And I was definitely feeling that, and even before this week I had 6 really big high mileage weeks, and then the last 3 or 4 of those weeks were also a lot of vertical. And right now I'm getting pretty used to mountain running, where I'm running really steep and more technical terrain. And so yesterday on really buffed out and smooth trails, it felt like a road race. But you know, I went in just wanting a really good long hard effort, and mission accomplished. And you know, another thing I really wanted to test yesterday was my mental game, because you know, I can push myself in workouts, but there's nothing quite like putting yourself in that race situation. And I feel like before the race, during the race, and after the race, my mental game is pretty strong, and I'm really happy with how I reacted to everything. Like even, you know, I didn't have that second gear like I wanted to in the second half of the race, but I thought I did decent for the day. And again, like I wish I would have ran a little bit faster. I think I would have been a little bit more happy shaving a couple minutes off, but you know, it is what it is. And you know, I went there to put in good effort and I accomplished that. Today, Sunday, you know, originally on my schedule I did have an easy run planned. Sundays are typically my shortest, easiest days of the week. And sometimes I take a rest day, but normally I am the type of runner who likes to run even just a couple of easy miles. Just mentally, like I enjoy doing that. But today, honestly, I don't feel sore or especially tired, or at least not like my muscles don't feel too fatigued. But I got about 9 hours of sleep, and normally I feel pretty good after 9 hours sleep, but after my first cup of coffee I was still kind of yawning, and at this point in training I'm not expecting to really get that sore. But to me, getting 9 hours sleep and still feeling a little bit tired, I know now that's a very clear sign that my body's telling me, hey Sandy, you need to be really careful what you're doing the next couple of days to make sure you don't overdo it. And so I'm gonna listen to that. Like I still, like this is only a training run, and I have to remember that. So I still want to hit a decent amount of mileage and vertical this week and really train specifically for my goal race, which will be like 20, I don't remember if it's 22 or 24 miles with about 7,000 feet of gain and loss. And so I do want to train specifically for that, but I know I can't put too hard of an effort in this week. So yeah, I'm actually going to take today off and let my body fully recover and try to like jumpstart the recovery process by not running today. And then I'll hopefully put in some significant amount of miles at the beginning of the week, and then I'll probably wait maybe till Thursday and just do a fartlek session, and I won't care about pace, and it'll just kind of be about how I'm feeling for the day. Like if I feel great, I'll go at a pretty good clip, and if I still feel tired and fatigued, I'm gonna acknowledge that and make sure I don't go too hard. And yeah, so again, yesterday was a training run with the goal to practice everything from mindset to eating, and I had about 400 calories of tailwind during the race, which sat pretty well. And I had the same thing I normally have for dinner before the race, same thing I normally have for breakfast, and everything worked well. And that was, so like now I know I need to stick to that plan before my goal race. And I will address this. A lot of people ask, or a lot of people who use the Sage Running pre-made training plans ask, like, what to do if I throw in a race in the middle of the training plan. Like they're training for 50K and they throw in like a half marathon or 10K like I did, and they want to know how to alter the training plan. And so I already mentioned what I did, but it really depends on the race you're doing, how hard you go, and the distance, and how you're feeling the days afterwards. Like I try to restrain from giving people like a strict outline after a race. I always say, you know, things should be flexible. You need to listen how your body's responding to the race. And so if I just ran a 10K yesterday, I might hit it pretty hard with a workout in a few days. But you know, I put in a big 2-hour effort yesterday, and yeah, I know I need at least 3 to 4 easy days before I do any type of speed work again. And yeah, so just be careful when you're throwing in races to your training plan, because I think it's super beneficial to throw in races at training runs going up to your key race. But if you do it wrong, you could really dig yourself in a hole for your goal race. And so just be smart and listen to your body. As I said, like at this point in training, I'm not expecting to get too sore, but my body will give me like subtle messages that I admittedly sometimes ignore in the past, but I'm not gonna do that this time. And it's just being a little bit extra tired and knowing I need to get that extra sleep in and eat healthy, and also in training take it easy the next couple of days. So yeah, that's how I use my race as a training run, and hopefully in a couple of weeks I'll notice some benefits from this, and also maybe some more added mental toughness during workouts too. We'll see. But thanks for watching, and till next time, keep running wild.